What's up guys, I'm back for another video, and in today's video I'm going to be going over all the new items and equipables from the new update, like the crafting items and the usable ones. So first we have the copper pendant. We can come over here to the forge, copper pendant, right here. So you need 30 copper ingots and 10 iron. It gives you 5% mob damage and 5% mining damage. So you can have one on your waist, and then you can have one around your neck. So this one would be a neck equipable. Next we have the diamond pendant, so we can just search up pendant. Then we have the diamond pendant. You need 60 diamonds, 10 silver, 20 rhodium, and you get 15% mob damage, 15% mining damage, and then 5 bonus coins. 5% bonus coins, my bad. And then we have fusion essence. Fusion essence is a drop from the gizmos, from the mines. Then you have the forest amulet. The forest amulet gives you 25 additional health and then 1.5 healing, so passive. So you need an ancient slime core, 5 frostmore ingots, and then 1 slime core. And then next you have your arctic amulet. This is probably one of the best. And you need a glacial core, a frozen crystal, and a frostmore ingot, and an avalanche heartstone. The frozen crystal is a drop from the penguins. It's brand new, but the arctic amulet gives you 10% luck, 10% mystic, and then 10% XP. I will say, if you are doing it, sometimes it's better to have the frozen crystal just as it is, because it does give 20% extra, but this also does give XP and mystic chance. So then you have the fire amulet. The molten crystal can be obtained from flamelets again, but it also does light you on fire if you equipped it by itself. You also need an inferno essence, 5 frostmore ingots, 3 molten cores. And then when you have it equipped, it gives 15% mob damage, a 20% chance to light enemies on fire, and then 10% chance that you burn when taking damage, which will do more. Corrupted crystal right here, corrupted amulet, rage essence, the new corrupted crystal dropped from Grimthorns that gives 5% lifesteal, minus 50 health, and then minus 2 healing, and then 5 frostmore ingots, a twilight essence, and then the corrupted amulet gives you 15% mob damage, minus 0.5 healing, and then 2% lifesteal, so when you attack a mob, it will give you health back. The amulet of nature, and this list is thanks to God Forgive Me. The heart of the mines, which is obtained from the adventurer's quest line, which is you can only get one of. The forest amulet that I spoke of earlier, and the arctic amulet spoke of earlier, and these are all from the forest area. And this gives 40% max health, 1.5% healing, 20% speed, 15% more mining damage, and 10% XP boost. So, and after that, you have the Amulet of Chaos right here. You need 75 rhodium ingots, 1 fire amulet, 50 void shards, and 1 corrupted amulet. Create it, and it gives 25% more mob damage, 15 less health, and then 2% life steal. And then you also have the Amulet of Harmony, which you need a rage essence, a necrotic essence, a fusion essence, an elastic essence, an inferno essence, 75 rhodium ingots, and the solar wind essence, a cryo essence, and finally a twilight essence. So that gives 10% extra luck, 10% extra mob damage, 10% extra mining damage, 10% speed, 10% mystic chance. And then you have the Amulet of Life. So this requires majority of like the main ones. So the Amulet of Chaos, where you combine them, and then the Amulet of Nature. And this is a very OP one. So you need an Amulet of Harmony, an Amulet of Nature, an Eye of Erithos, and then an Amulet of Chaos. And this gives 30 extra health, 1 healing, 20% extra speed, 15% mob damage, 15 mining damage, 20% luck, and 10% bonus XP. So this is the best neck equipable in my opinion. And then next we have the bag of coins. You can get these by all of these coins are obtainable from the Citadel fountain, and these all drop. And once you combine them, you can get 15% coins earned and 20% luck. You also need 10 cloth, but that's not much. And then we already went over the crystals. The new thing you can get is a glass jar, which is over here on the normal crafting bench, but you just need 21 glass for it. It doesn't do anything special, but you need it for crafting. You can create with that a sunshine in a jar, which you need 1 sunflower, 1 solar wind essence, and 1 glass jar, and it gives you 15% speed and 15% luck. You can also create I'll just search a jar, slime in a jar, which requires 50 green goo, 50 cryo goo, 1 glass jar, and 50 more pink goo. And this gives you 30% jump height in 1 air jump, and the air jumps make it so if you jump, you can just jump again, which is super duper cool. And then you have the lightning in a jar, which you need 1 sunshine in a jar, 1 slime in a jar, and a fusion essence, which are these 2 jars right there, and a fusion essence. And it gives 30% speed and 30% jump height. And then another thing you have is the new toolbox. It requires 20 cogs, 20 silver ingots, 20 iron ingots, and 5 springs, and it gives 5% mob damage and 15% mining damage. So that's pretty good for the dungeons. And then a new thing you have, I don't know if I have any on me currently, but I don't. Okay, there are new frog legs, which can be obtained from the mire fishing, I believe. And then from each of the water sources, so the forest, the mire, and then the Arctic, you can get strange rings. So the strange rings, I don't believe they do anything on their own, but once combined together, they create this strange device right here, and that gives 50% extra speed. And then if you combine a lot more things, you can create the blessing of wind. So for that, you need 1 lightning in a jar, 1 frog legs, and then the strange device. And you combine that together, and it gives you 40% speed, 40% jump height, 3 air jumps, and then 5 bonus XP. In my opinion, this is the best waist accessory, along with the Amulet of Life, which is the best neck accessory in my opinion. You can get the Cursed and Blessed Skull. The Cursed one is a drop from the mines. It's from the skeleton chests that spawn near the skeletons. Create the Blessed one, which gives you 15% speed and 1% life steal, and 15 bonus XP and 15% mystic chance. I don't think this is as good as some of the other trinkets, but it's also a really expensive craft with the Aurora crystals and the cursed skulls being super rare right now. And finally, we have 2 more equipables. So first we have the flower garland, which is super simple to craft. You just need quite a few flowers, and it gives you 20 max health in 1 regen. But the most, I don't want to say most important, but a very important one, especially for PvP, is the blood amulet. So you can obtain it by killing 50 players, and it gives 20% mob damage, but you lose 15% speed and 20% max health. I'll show you what the combo does. So with the Amulet of Life and the the Blessing of the Wind, see how fast I go. So I run very fast, and then I can basically get anywhere that I want. So I can jump. With these, I can jump 3 times, so I can get all over the Citadel, all over where I want with these. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Happy Easter, and as always, have a great day.